You plan, you save, you dream. You imagine retirement as that long-awaited sigh of relief, quiet mornings, unhurried cups of tea, maybe a garden to tend or a small trip to take. You've earned this peace. You've earned the space to breathe. But somewhere, between the numbers on paper and the real-life rhythm of retired days, many of us discover something unexpected, something no spreadsheet truly prepared us for. The hidden costs of retirement. Not just financial ones, though we'll talk about those too, but emotional costs, physical ones, quiet losses that never made it into the retirement brochures. And if you felt those, if you've thought to yourself, why does this feel harder than I imagined? You're not alone. You're not broken. You're not doing it wrong. You're simply waking up to a truth that too few talk about. Let's begin gently. Imagine Linda. She's 68, recently retired from a fulfilling, decades-long career in education. She had the numbers sorted, her pension, her savings, her Medicare coverage, her home paid off. She even had a little travel fund set aside. But what she didn't anticipate was how quiet her days would feel. She told us, "I always thought I was an introvert. I looked forward to the rest. But once the congratulations faded and the calendar cleared, I started feeling invisible." That feeling of suddenly becoming a ghost in your own life is one of retirement's hidden costs. It's not written in black and white. It doesn't show up in your budget. But emotionally, it's heavy. For decades, we define ourselves by our roles. Mother, manager, partner, provider. We are needed, scheduled, relevant. And then one day, we're not. That shift from being needed to being free is a blessing for some. But for others, it can bring sadness, disconnection, and even shame. Because no one teaches us how to feel valuable when we're no longer producing or proving. But let me remind you of something. Gently, your worth was never in your job title. Your value is not measured by your schedule. You still matter, even in the quiet, even when no one is asking anything of you. Now let's talk about the costs that do have a dollar, sign the ones that sneak up and take us by surprise. One of the most common, healthcare. Yes, you may have coverage Medicare, provincial plans, supplemental insurance. But retirement often brings new health needs, vision changes, dental work, hearing aids, prescription costs, home modifications. And those aren't luxuries, they're essentials, yet they're often not fully covered. Take Robert, for example. He's 74 and lives in Ontario. After a small stroke, he needed a walker, grab bars in his bathroom, and weekly physiotherapy, none of which were part of his original budget. He told us, "It wasn't just the cost, it was the shock. I thought I'd prepared, but I didn't plan for my body changing so fast." And let's be honest, it's not just the costs, it's the emotions that come with needing help, with seeing our bodies shift, with watching independence blur. For women, menopause often opens the door to a second wave of physical changes, bone density loss, unexpected weight gain, sleep disruption. And even years later, the ripple effects are still felt. Many quietly carry the burden of dry skin, fragile intimacy, thinning hair, things that may seem small but affect confidence deeply. For men, it might be the slow decline in strength, the quiet frustration of erectile dysfunction, the fear of seeming less masculine or desirable. These are not just physical issues, they touch the heart, they touch identity, and too often they're suffered in silence. But here's what I want to tell you. You are not alone in this. The changes in your body don't make you less lovable. They make you human. They make you real. And intimacy, though different, can be more soulful than ever. Emotional closeness doesn't disappear with age, it evolves. Sometimes it grows deeper when we allow vulnerability to sit beside us. Another hidden cost we rarely name is loneliness. Even for those in relationships, retirement can bring emotional distance. When both partners are home under the same roof, without the buffer of routine, unresolved tensions can surface. Silence can feel louder, small irritations more frequent. Sometimes the retirement we dreamed of sharing turns out to be lonelier than expected. But this can also be a time of renewal if we let it. A couple we spoke with, Denise and Harold, had been married 40 years. After retirement, Harold became withdrawn. Denise felt rejected, emotionally and physically. She feared it was the end. But through conversation and the help of a gentle counselor, they realized something powerful. Harold wasn't pulling away from her. He was grieving his identity. He felt ashamed that he no longer brought in a paycheck, that his body was slowing down. Once those feelings were spoken aloud, healing began. They learned how to sit beside each other again, how to talk honestly, how to laugh, how to make love in ways that honored who they were now, not who they used to be. And that's what I want for you too. Retirement isn't the end. It's not the reward after life. It is life. A different rhythm. A new chapter. One that still holds so much possibility. Yes, it brings costs, emotional, financial, physical. But it also brings space to rediscover joy, to explore creativity, to find companionship, to live not for what you must do, but what you choose to do. So here's what I gently encourage you to consider. Don't carry the hidden costs alone. If money feels tight, speak to a professional. There are free and low-cost advisors who specialize in senior planning. If your body is changing, speak to your doctor without shame. Advocate for your needs. Seek support groups, gentle fitness classes, or therapies that nourish you. If your heart feels lonely, open up. Talk to your partner, call a friend, join a club, a group, a church, or an online community like this one. And if you're grieving a person, a purpose, a version of yourself, allow space for that grief. But don't stop there, because you are still here. And as long as you are here, there is life left to live, beauty left to feel, love left to give. You don't need to do it perfectly. You just need to keep showing up. So if this conversation stirred something in you, a thought, a tear, a sigh of relief, I hope you'll stay connected with us here on the Age of Beauty. We talk about these things not because they're easy, but because they're real. Because you are real, and your journey matters. If this video helped you feel less alone, please like it. If you know someone silently struggling, share this with them. And if you want to be part of a community that honors aging with dignity, humor, vulnerability, and truth, subscribe to the Age of Beauty. Together, we're rewriting the story of what it means to grow older. And in case no one has told you lately, you're beautiful, just as you are, right now. We'll see you next time. And until then, take care of your heart. It's the most valuable thing you carry into retirement.